Shalom, Apostle Harkman back at you with this truth, giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem, Yahushua Bashem, Rakah Kodash. And this is going to be GMS in transit. Today's date is July 12th, believe it or not, 2019 year. Karagma meaning the mark of the beast, which is the microchip, which there are people right now as we speak getting the microchip, but it will not become fully mandatory until later into this year and into the following year, which is 2019. And we're praying that these devils stop dragging their feet and really make this thing mandatory to the whole planet, because once that happens, then everything's going to move quick, super fast. The Lord said, I beheld Satan fall as lightning. So, we believe that when they really push this mark, it's going to cause an outcry to people that know that are in the know, that know that the mark of the beast is the microchip, and they're going to resist it. Us that know these scriptures, and you have groups, other Israelite groups that teach against the mark of the beast being a microchip. They teach that it's a embargo of Christianity or whatever wacky theory that they got. And when this thing actually becomes mandatory, you're gonna be tested as to whether you're gonna actually take it. Because if you're saying that the mark of the beast is not the microchip, then you can go ahead and take it, because it's no different than getting a vaccine or getting a needle or taking some medication. It has nothing to do, according to what y'all are saying, with the microchip. Now, we here at Great Millstone wouldn't be teaching so strongly that the mark of the beast is a microchip unless our spiritual eyes are open to it, and we did the research, and it makes 100% sense. You got a lot of Israelites that they woke up to the fact that they're Israelites, but they just know that they're Israelites, and that is pretty much it. They'll go to some get-together, some concert. Their attitude is, well, we don't have to all agree as long as we come together in unity. Well, for you to come together in unity is that means you have to have everything. You have to say the same thing. One guy can't say, "Oh, Cornelius is an Edomite," and another guy, "Oh, Cornelius is an Israelite," or of another nation, or the mark of the beast is Christianity, so you can go ahead and take the microchip. It has nothing to do with the mark of the beast. You know what you call that? You call that confusion. And we here at Great Millstone will not get involved in that confusion. That's why we really don't, get with them other camps. Now, if we see a brother that's from another camp, we might say shalom to the brother, and that's it. Or if we talk, we're going to tell them. He said, "Look, you're going off when you teach, this, that, and the other." Like an example is at the gift concert, they had Deacon Hakar performing, and in the back you had a couple of signs up on the 400. And I spoke about this in a previous video about the 16-19 and 2019 400-year prophecy, which is clearly not scriptural. And the ones of you that say that, you really don't understand the scriptures. That was talking about Genesis. Is that Genesis 15? Acts, the 7th chapter, is talking about ancient Egypt, march to Zion. But because of pride and because you got your own group and you feel that scripture doesn't mean that, it means that, you just can't make up breakdowns, man. You just can't make up breakdowns. There was a video that I did, and Apostle Ramla came along and did like a read to it, which was a revelation. I think I called the video Esau. Edomite Christians don't understand, don't know what Revelation 18 means, something to that effect. And that was a video I did a couple of days ago, where you had this one video, this guy Reuben, this big musclehead Edomite, with a bunch of other wacky, tacky Christians going head to head with some Palestinians and some, I guess there was a couple of Mexicans. There was a couple of Mexicans joined the side of the Palestinians. And I believe these Palestinians, a lot of them, I believe, I wouldn't be surprised if they're Israelites. But anyway, what happened was in the video, the cracker lied like they always do, and said that they got stoned. The Palestinians are throwing stones at them. And they said that America became Babylon when the Palestinians came in, and when the Democrats came in, and if you voted for this guy Obama, basically that means you voted for the Antichrist. That makes you a damn devil. And when Obama came into office, this place became Babylon. I show you that these wackos, these Edo Christians, Edomite Christians, whatever you want to call them, that's a good name the brother came up with, Edo Christians. Like you got Turco-Edomites, well, you got Edo Christians. You got Edomites that think that they're Christians, but they're not Christians. They're demons, they're devils. Anyway, I did a read to Apostle Ramla's read on Revelation, the 18th chapter, which he went into it, and I don't know if he covered every verse, but I came back and I did a Revelation 18th chapter, and I basically covered every verse, and certain scriptures and certain documents and certain things came in my mind concerning that, and I listened to that video. And me myself, I do a video, I really don't listen to my own video. I might hear it to see if I made a mistake. And that's another thing. When you do a video, you gotta proof here. You gotta listen to it a couple of times to see if you made a mistake. Because a lot of guys, they'll teach things and they'll just put a video up, and whatever happens, happens. And then 6 months later, guys say, oh, this guy said this means that. Well, if the man with a proof heard it, he would have came back and said, oh, I went off on that. I slipped in saying this. I didn't mean to say that. Well, what I did was with the Revelation 18th chapter, I listened to it a bunch of times to see if I went off on anything, man, or to see if I didn't explain it as in depth as I should explain it. You got to explain these things, man. That's why you have going back to all these camps with all these different goddamn doctrines, is because these guys do not get together and have meetings on what does this scripture mean and what does that scripture mean, and let's go through this again. And that brings nothing but goddamn confusion, man. and they had the pre-summit in Chicago, and they had a brother there in a wheelchair, and that dude, if I'm not mistaken, it has to be him. That guy from Israel of God, IOG, which that dude, I believe he calls himself Hebrews in the Hood, where they believe that Edomites can make it and other nations can make it, which is clearly off. And I wouldn't allow that man in the meeting, man. I would have said, well, wait a minute, who you down with? Are you down with IOG? I said, do you guys still teach that Edomites can make it? And the guy might say, oh yeah, hell yeah. I said, well, look, brother, you're not invited. I wouldn't invite nobody into a meeting that teaches some nonsense. That Edomites are going to make it. That if they wake up, if they acknowledge, first of all, ain't no Edomites going to acknowledge this truth, man. Number one, they're not going to, Edomites are not, Esau is known for their pride, their pride. Now you really mean to tell me that a blonde-haired, blue-eyed Edomite devil is going to accept the fact that the Most High is so-called black man? Or his beloved son Yahushua is a so-called black man? And that the Apostle Paul was a so-called black man or a man of color? Or that the angels, when they come down, they can't come down looking like so-called black people? Esau ain't gonna fucking accept that motherfucking shit, because he's full of pride. Obadiah tell you that, man. The pride of thy heart have deceived thee, thou that dwelleth in the cliff of the rock. And you got Israelites out there teaching that Job is a Edomite, which that shows that they don't understand the scriptures. Bunch of goddamn clowns, man. Coming back to what I said, we're not going to sit down with a group of different Israelite groups that's teaching these wayward doctrines, man. Like 1619 and 2019. That's the fulfillment of the 400 years, and we're going to get out of here with great substance. You're going off on that, man. Teaching that Edomites could make it and other nations could make it, you're going off on that. What else do these people be teaching, man? There's a lot of things that they teach that they go off on. Or the Sabbath being on Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. That came up. That so-called Jews brought that up. All right. When you go to all the scriptures that deal with the high holy days, when you go to Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, every high holy day is based upon a new moon. But for some reason, the Most High said, anytime you go into the land, go to the pharmacy or the 7-Eleven or some gas station and get a calendar, and then find out when the 7th day of the calendar comes in, and that's when your Sabbath comes in. That's bullshit, man. The Sabbath comes in just like all the other high holy days. It comes in based upon the new moon. What else? What other nonsense is being brought out there? We said Cornelius is you got Jake that's teaching at Vatican City. That's a new one. Vatican City is Babylon the Great. Now, if you watch the video that I put up and the video that Apostle Ramla put up, that breakdown, and we plan on doing more breakdowns to put it out there about Babylon being Vatican. How the hell can Babylon be a Vatican City, man? Because it said when Babylon is destroyed and the smoke goeth up, that they're gonna mourn because no one buys their merchandise anymore. So if Babylon, which was Vatican City, was on fire, that means the Chinese is nobody gonna buy products no more. That's goddamn bullshit, man. And Vatican City ain't buying. They're not the Chinese, the Japanese, the Germans, the Canadians, and the Mexicans. They didn't become rich off of what people from the Vatican City gift shop. You know, they gotta keep that gift shop going. You know, they're gonna mourn because the Vatican City gift shop got caught on fire. Well, how stupid can that be, man? Another thing, they teach that there's no such thing as ICBM missiles. That if it's talking about the bow of steel, it's talking about an actual bow of steel. You know, those scriptures that we bring out on the so-called ICBM missiles, that's biblical, man. That's in the biblical. When you read it in the Bible, when you read about the arrows, when you read about the bow of steel, you know, when you read about fiery flying serpents in Isaiah, the 14th chapter. So, you know, so anytime somebody come up, well, why can't y'all just all come together? Because it'd be a ball of confusion, man. It'll be nothing but madness. There'll be nothing but madness. That's all it'll be. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna say shalom, and put your comments in the comment section. If you got any scriptures, you throw them scriptures up in there. You want to do a response to this video, you go ahead and do a response. But I'm going to continue to do more breakdowns because that's needed. That's needed, you know. Getting these, you know, that's what happened at One West. You had the high priest Ariah. He went into all those he didn't know all the breakdowns, all right? There's breakdowns that we go into that Ariah didn't really touch because the Most High didn't give him this whole thing, man. The Most High said that he divided it unto them by line. Talk about the prophets. So that everything was not given to High Priest Ariah, although a great deal of it was given to High Priest Ariah. But there's a lot of things that we went through that we studied in the spirit, and we believe that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai sup with us and open up our eyes to these prophecies. Well, the main one being the mark of the beast. Ariah never taught that the mark of the beast was the microchip. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom, and it's on to the next one. Shalom.